Last I read about the documents and the music of Street Fighter 2. Let's keep going. The sorcerer known as the... Oh, for fuck's sakes. Now I see why they scrapped this character. Great Tiger! Who was another character in the game? Great Tiger. You don't remember the Great Tiger? He was a fucking character from Punch-Out! They would have got sued from Nintendo. Good God, they changed his name. It's awesome. The sorcerer known as the Great Tiger used the Zenzokuken after Image Fist fighting. He even had the same fighting style as fucking the Great Tiger from fucking Punch-Out. They would have got sued. Good God, they changed it. Dear God, I don't think they wanted to fight a lawsuit with Nintendo. Oh boy, Nintendo would have fucked them up. He may be able to jump a second time while midair. That actually, he does float a little in the air. He doesn't jump twice. He floats in the air. Fire breathing. He still keeps his fire breathing in the original game too. Which is interesting. Oh, fuck. He looks so racist. So racist. I'm glad they changed it to Blanca. Anna Bebe is a beastman raised by lions. His manager and tamer, Rothenberger, keeps him shackled in chains. Anna Bebe is proficient at biting and scratching, which Blanca does do, but is extremely weak to fire. Special move, Beastman attack. Interesting. They would have weaknesses to each other. That would have been interesting. It's Anna Bebe. It's racist as fuck. Alright, the infamous ROM chip shortage of 1988 caused the game to be cancelled early in development, which is Street Fighter 89. Early development. It would have been too expensive to manufacture. Work instead began on a game that would use less memory. That game, which was then called Street Fighter 89, was renamed Final Fight before it's released. Yep. As you can see, these are the early images of the game. So yeah, Final Fight was originally going to be the original Street Fighter 2 game. That didn't pass, and then the original Street Fighter 2 was made. At the end of 1989, with the development work on Final Fight concluded, and with the pressure from North America where the original Street Fighter was a hit, work began in earnest on the game that would become the true Street Fighter 2. Some ideas carried over from the old concept, but many others were brand new. Which you can see here. And you see here, that's a box art of that. This would show for the fucking the HP, the high score. Yep, that stayed the same. Around this time, an 8-bit home cartridge Street Fighter 2 with a unique logo not seen anywhere else was announced. It was advertised briefly in 1989 and then never heard from again. Was the team planning on a home version at the same time? I don't know. And there's some characters again too as well, carrying from the older concepts. The familiar concept of 8 fighters and 4 bosses was silent early on. But who would they be? At this early stage of development, many characters and environments were proposed and rejected. This is just a sampling of some of the characters that never made it off on the designer's notebook. Which is that guy, Japanese-looking dudes, some soldiers, a Regal, an amateur wrestler, a boxer, and another karate guy. Just going through. A Kenpo fighter. The note says he's wearing wrestling boots. That fucker looks like the Fist of the North Star, Kenshiro. Oh my god. Yeah, this guy would have been looking good. A policeman. A Japanese policeman, which... eventually there would be a policeman. Street Fighter... policewoman. Street Fighter 5. Took them long enough. A masked man, which would have been a Tiger Mask. Oh, that would have been awesome. Bullfighter holding a bull rope at the early stage in development. Fighters would have been able to pick up and use weapons, which would have made for a very difficult game. Yo, this guy's that's the Baz. Oh my god, it's the fucking Baz. Holy shit. No fucking way. Yup, that's the Baz. Holy shit. Fighting Jungle King. This would have been Gen. There are signs that this would have been Gen in Street Fighter 2, but they rejected it completely. So Gen would have been in Street Fighter 2. I know, crazy. A ninja, which would have been Geki, I believe. Another ninja, or Geki, I believe. Kopo Jutsu Master, which never made it in the game. It looks pretty bland as hell. And in this early design, the stages themselves would have introduced unique hazards that could affect the outcome of a fight. In this stage, water would spray into the air while the fighters fought in a shallow end of the large pond. This would have not been made until other games, such as Fatal Fury, and I believe Smash Brothers. So, This stage was located in Japan's real-life Hall of the Lotus King, a Buddhist temple constructed in the 12th century. Its famous 1,000 armed cannon statues occasionally throw objects at players, which would have caused damage upon impact. That would have been interesting. In this stage, fights took place on top of a moving train. Players would need to dodge obstacles while taking wind speeds into account. This might have inspired the Fatal Fury 2 stage for fucking Terry, I believe. Of course, some aspects from those early days survived into the final game, such as the inclusion of Ken, who immediately looks a lot like Ryu here. At first, the developers were not told not to include Ryu in the game, but eventually there was a change of heart. The Feral Child concept seen in Abanabe from the original 1988 proposal was revisited. This early version of Blanca, though for a while he was known as Hama Blanca. I'm glad he's just Blanca. Hama Blanca? Dear fuck. I mean, it would have been cool, but I think Blanca, all of us remember Blanca. Here is the game's unnamed Chinese girl. Looked like at this point in development. This sketch seems to be the missing link between the 1988 Xi Li character and the final game's Chun-Li. Interesting. At this time, as time went on, Chinese girl evolved to become a tough, determined Interpol officer, being Chun-Li. Zangief, or as he was known at the time, and I am so glad they fucking changed this. Vodka Govaliski. So racist. Though the name was never seriously considered for the final game. Good fucking lord. His backstory at the time indicated that he was banned from professional wrestling for time, being too brutal to his opponents. By this point, the final designs of the characters were starting to come together. Here we see the slow evolution of Vega from ninja to ninja matador to ninja crusader, and finally to close approximation for the Vayne fighter we know today. Oh, those looks pretty fucking cool. I hope they revive a character like that in another fighting game or whatever. That would have been sick. And some additional early sketches of Vega. That one of the far looks pretty fucking sick, but oh my god, they were trying to make the mask look so fucking small on him. Oh my god. Alright, funny. Early sketches of Guile. For the most part, he was fully formed at this point, which, oh my god, fucking Guile looking sick. An early version of the evil dictator M. Bison, which looks really almost close to him. Once the individual nationalities and personalities of the fighters were decided on, work began on designing their stages. Here we see an early sketch for E-Honda stage. Which looking pretty fleek too, I'm telling you right now. It looking pretty fleek. It looking pretty fleek, boys. Looking pretty fleek. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next fucking part of this game. Alright, later, people.